What's going on YouTube? It is your boy Tundex and Nico making a lot of noise back for another video. I just wanted to talk to you guys about a wonderful game that I just made my way all the way through over the course of this week. I played through Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, which is a very awesome game. This is a game, you know, the Resident Evil series has its roots in horror, and they really laid down the groundwork for survival horror games back in the day with the old school Resident Evil, the tank controls and the set camera angles and everything. And it moved on, and it had that change with Resident Evil 4, where it was more of an action-centered game, and 5 was more co-op. 6 I didn't even touch, but 7, they tried to take it back to the roots while changing up the formula a bit. It's the, I'm not going to say it's the first Resident Evil game that's in first person, because there have been other side series games that have been in first person shooters, but this one is also a first person shooter. But it's, I don't know, it's very immersive, I'll put it that way. It's, the combat and everything about it is just, it's intense. It's just very intense. I'll just put it that way. The gameplay and everything of it is very intense. But before I get completely into my thoughts on the game, I want to tell you how I experienced it. I played completely my first time through in VR. So it was the first game that's really a AAA title that's out on the market right now that is fully playable in VR, and it's not just like a little side mode. So playing through it in VR, I was a little worried about how it was going to work, because I heard some people getting VR sickness and things of that nature when they played. But I don't know, it came natural to me. I mean, I popped on the headset, went in and just played, and it was good stuff. I mean, I didn't experience any sickness. I played I think yesterday I played a good 4 or 5 hours just straight, and I had no problem. I just, you know, made my way through to the end, and it was pretty cool, man. I really like the fact that, you know, you got the headset on, you're walking around, and you can do little stuff like, okay, I want to crouch and take a look at this dead corpse. What's wrong with his face? I don't know. Let me kind of peek over this way, and then you can actually see a better angle. Or when you walk into a classroom, I'm a teacher. When you walk into a new room, you just walk in, and you just instantly are looking around and taking in your surroundings to see what's going on. And there's something very creepy about playing a game. And, you know, it's one thing about somebody having a knife or something pointing at you this way on a camera, and it's another when you got the VR and it's right here in your face. It's so immersive and creepy and spooky, but it's really cool. Hello, phone, stop making noises. But yeah, I really thoroughly enjoyed that experience all the way throughout. I'm trying to think of complaints that I have about the VR. There are a few small things that really kind of took me out of it, though. The control scheme, people complained about it. It's not as bad as you would think. To look around, it's not the smooth left and right stick movement and right stick to look around. You look around with your head, obviously, and you also aim with your head too. So, you know, when you're aiming at something, it's where you're looking, which made aiming pretty seamless, to be honest. I was getting a lot of good headshots. But the issue is small things like character models are not there. Like, you know, my first thing that I do when I get into any kind of VR experience is I want to look down and see the character model that's down there. But when you look down, I was like, there's no legs. And then I look down I see my hands, then I look over to the left, and I just see like about this much of arm there, just the forearm. This is all that's there. And you have your 2 floating arms. That's it. And that was kind of like, I don't know what's happening to me. Like, I think there were some instances where when you're fighting somebody and his arm was supposed to be broken, I couldn't tell if it was broken or what. I didn't know what was happening to his arm because I can't see his full arm. I just see the little floating arm chunk in the way, and it was just kind of like, what's going on with that? Since I've completed the game, I'm gonna play through it again in standard mode just to see the differences. But I have watched some playthroughs, I think, of Markiplier, Corey Kenshin, different people playing through it right now just to see how that is. And I see that there's more detail with shadows, and when you're like walking through somewhere and you're holding your shotgun, you actually see the person, you see a shadow and everything with a shotgun. And in the VR mode, you can't see that. You know, you're just like floating arms. You don't even have a head. You don't even have a head. It's very weird. But gameplay wise, it worked really well. Oh, like I was talking about looking around. In order to turn, you have to flick the right stick, either left or right, and it turns you at 30-degree increments. So if you watch some gameplay, it's like kind of jagged, stuff like that, just to change your center. So let's say I'm looking all the way over here at something that I want to turn my body there. It's go boop, 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 and it turns slowly to the right. What the heck was that? Poking up, funny hair, dreads are great. Anyways, that's what was going on with that, and it works. And I made it all the way through, and there weren't any true problems for me. But I just kind of wish they would iron out some of these things. And I constantly found myself trying to adjust the VR headset to get a clearer picture, but things seem kind of jagged and weird. But once again, that's the only way I have experienced the game. I haven't seen better graphics yet because I haven't played it myself with the better graphics with the regular gameplay. But all in all, for immersion, it's really good. Really nice stuff going there. I just hope that next time they will give you a full character model while you're playing in VR, because I just think that's a very weird thing to omit while you're playing. The game did scare me quite a bit. I had some moments where, in the very beginning especially, the opening, if you've played it, you know it's a doozy, and it kind of has you kind of scared. So I had good moments, had scares, had it's just really immersive. Like I said, the game as a whole, VR or without, is super immersive. Wonderful story, and a huge departure from what you're used to when it comes to Resident Evil. There's no zombies. There's, you know, this little... Resident Evil's about biological weapons. So there's some kind of biological weaponry going on. Obviously, it's Resident Evil, what do you think? And it's just how they ingrain that into the story, and I want to see where this goes later on. I know there's some kind of free DLC that's coming out in the spring, and there's already some other DLC that's out that I think is like $9. I haven't picked that up yet, but you know, it's good. I'm happy about it. It took me about 10 hours to make it through. I almost finished everything in there. Almost got all the collectibles and everything. Missed a few things, but I will definitely be playing again, and I want to see what else I can do. There's different endings to get and everything of that nature. But if you have not tried Resident Evil 7 and you're on the fence, go get it. It's a wonderful game, great experience if you have VR or if you don't. I don't think the VR is a make or break for the title, but if you have it, definitely try it in VR if it's something that you enjoy. And if not, I mean, just get it. It's an awesome game. All right, that's it. Talk to y'all later. Peace.